The latest transaction data from BankservAfrica shows there has been a slight rebound in economic activity in 2024, following negative growth in 2023. In January this year, the index did not show any significant growth, continuing the mostly sideways trend, moderating to a level of 137.1 or 0.1% down from December's level of 137.3. Independent economist Elise Kruger outlines the drivers behind the increased performance.
Really, what was behind that gradual recovery, on the one side is cyclically, we've seen inflation moderating notably in 2024. We also had our first cuts in interest rates. That also enabled, overall that we had a real increase in wages. So that added to the purchasing power of the households in South Africa. So in combination with also ongoing structural reform in the economy relating to electricity and also now to rail and road.
Despite the moderation in the number of transactions in January, the transaction volumes were still 2.7% up from a year ago. Meanwhile, it was a mixed bag in terms of the performance across the various sectors. The agricultural sector weighed on the growth expectations for 2024. However, the retail sector showed signs of growth towards the end of the year. Kruger explains.
As 2025, I hope that we will on the one side see a bit of a pickup in agricultural, especially given this very low base of last year. So that should help that sector specifically. The retail side, I believe we will continue to see growth coming through against of a slight low base because, the consumer has been under pressure for quite a couple of years. And last year was the first year where we started to see a bit of life coming through, given that we've got real wage increases that becomes a reality.
Kruger adds that the ongoing geopolitical tensions, as well as a growing threat of a global trade war, present a risk to growth.
One should actually add that on the tariffs, specifically on aluminium and on steel, it's across the whole world that the tariffs have been imposed. So in that sense, it might not necessarily be punitive to South Africa per se, but in the broader context of a trade war, it's always negative for the producing countries. So I think it's a negative overlay, although the full impact is quite uncertain at this point in time, and we will have to see how that plays out.
Is forecast to average around 4.2% this year. Overall improved growth is expected in 2025 despite the issues currently playing out. Nosipho Radebe, SABC News, Johannesburg.